Oh, wait, I think I made it work. Can you guys all hear me? Did I do it? I have no idea what I'm doing. Hold on. Oh, there we go. I think it worked. Hold on one second. Hold on. See, this is why I can't have nice things, because I can never do these things right. Oh, wait, I think I'm live. I think I'm good. Right? Let me just mute this. All right, I don't want to hear myself. Oh, I did it. I think I did it. I did it. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm so excited. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, hold on. I have music. I think I figured all of this out, so I'm going to need to do a little bit of checking here. Can you all hear the music? Can you all hear me? You can't see me. You can hear me, but you can't see me? You can see, okay, Faith can see and hear me. How about now? Hold on, let me see what's happening. No music. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Well, let's go ahead and get started. You see the Mom Cave logo. Okay, well, give it a minute. You should. Maybe you're just behind a little bit. Okay, you can hear music and me. You can see and hear me, but no me. Okay, so hopefully you guys can hear me. You should be able to hear me. You should be able to see me. You should be able to hear music. There's a little bit of a lag, so we'll just have to go from there and see if we can make this work. Thank you everybody for coming. I wanted to start the stream first by turning down the volume for me. Hold on one second. I just need to do that because it's very loud. Okay, there we go. I wanted to start today by saying, first of all, if you have not, wonderful, yay. If you have not watched The Curse, I am going to highly recommend that you not sit through this stream because there are going to be spoilers galore. I'm happy to have you here if there's going to be spoilers galore. I'm trying to watch the chat in a couple different places. But if I miss you, I'm sorry. But I wanted to start today by saying thank you. So just a huge thank you for everything, for all of your support, all of your love. I just absolutely adore every one of you who have watched, who have commented, who have been friends, who haven't commented, all of those things. So just thank you so much for that. This is a video. I actually was up super early this morning because I was so excited for today that there's so much to the story that you don't know, and there's so much to the curse that you don't know, and so I'm going to try and get through it all. I have a lot distracting me, so if I get distracted, just bear with me a little bit. But I actually wanted to start with the story behind the curse. And thank you, I appreciate that. I will take the Queen title anytime it's offered to me, so I appreciate that. And I wanted to say I do have my tea in my cup that my son got me this for my birthday, and it matches my channel. So my family's wonderfully, wonderfully supportive. God love them. So I wanted to start with the why behind the curse. The curse started because I was playing the 100 Baby Challenge just for fun. I never ever, and thank you, Jen, I never ever in a million years, gosh, I must have started writing this, I don't know, what, 5 months ago? And I never in a million years, I'd be sitting here talking to people or just talking to people in general that are actually watching this wild idea that I had, that I was sitting down one time thinking, I really want to tell the story to this Facebook group I was in, right? Of who Amelia was going to marry, because that's my thing. When I do 100 Baby Challenge, I get so wrapped up in the relationships that I never actually finish the challenge. And so I thought, I don't know, I could just post who she marries, but that's boring. So I really want to tell the story. And I thought, what would that look like? How would you make this actually into a story, right? How can you actually make some chick going out and having 100 babies with different men into something that's not only believable, but enjoyable to watch? And so I just sat down and had this wild idea. Well, what if she was cursed? And then why would she be cursed? And it just rolled on from there. And I literally sat there for like a week and just writing and writing and writing. My family was looking at me like, what are you doing? What are you writing? And when I told them, they obviously thought I was out of my ever-loving mind, and which isn't new because this isn't the first wild and crazy thing I've ever come up with. But it was just a really fun way to tell the story. And I had a channel at the time. I just started my channel. I was going to do speed builds and didn't quite know what I was going to do. And I thought I'll just post it on there it'll be easy for people to access the story. So that's how it started. And what I'm going to take you through today is I'm going to take you first through some screenshots because I want to start the story where I started. I'm going to take you through the actual 100 baby house that she lived in during the game. And yes, they're wonderfully supportive, Jen. And so I'm just going to go through, and I had posted on Twitter just some questions. And I know, Faith, bless your heart, you asked me a couple questions, so I am going to answer those. But your question might be answered as I go through this. I don't know how long this is going to take, so if you get tired of hearing me rambling, feel free to, do other things, but I'm really excited. So I'm just going to jump in and get started. And hold on, I kind of figured out how to do a thing today, so hold on. Let's see, I need to go. So the music you should be hearing is some of the music from The Curse. Love the music. Let's see, where am I? I want to get rid of that, and then I want to hide that. Okay, yeah, I am a noob to OBS, so thank you for bearing with me. And then I'm going to pull up this. Okay, can everybody see this picture? Did I go away? Oh, okay. User error. Oh, great. So can everybody see? Oh, you may not be able to see it yet. There's a little bit of a lag, so I'll just wait. Okay. So everybody should be able to see this picture. It's so weird because I think what I'm saying and then what I'm seeing, there's a little bit of a lag, so I'm trying to figure it out. Okay. This is Amelia's very first house. This is where she started. When I started my 100 baby challenge, I wanted to do it as a rags to riches-ish. I mean, with the 100 baby challenge, you kind of got to give some basic needs or else you can't have babies and keep the babies and all of the things. And so I also loved Tiny Living, and this was around the time when I think it had first come out. And so I wanted her to do a tiny, like the teeny tiny house. And because, I was only going to give her enough money to build her house, and that was it. So I wanted her to have the teeny tiny house because of skills. So skills will grow faster. And anybody who has played the challenge knows that with that, the skills, the faster you build skills, the better, right? So I built this little house here. And let me see here. And it's the tiny house, so the tiniest that you could go. It's very small. Yes, small, very small. And so this is what it looked like inside. Here, her little 100 baby house. Now she actually raised all the way until the twins, Xavier and Dante, were the very first, were teens. I think they were teens. And the triplets, Jackson 3, that's funny, were, hi Sim Story Studio, thanks for coming. Yeah, $12 for first few days. Yeah, she was pretty broke. It was pretty bad. Anyway, so she actually raised 7 children. 5, and then she was pregnant. So I'm going to tell the story in a minute, but she actually raised her first 2 huge batches of kids because, right, she had twins and then triplets in the game. And in this little bitty house. And so eventually this turned into bunk beds and all of the things. So yes, there are bunk beds in The Sims. And look, I'm sitting here moving my mouse like I can move the game. Oh boy. So that's what it looks like. This was her little house. And there's Amelia, just fresh out of cast, ready to start her 100 baby challenge. Oh no, we don't want to see you right now. Your 100 baby challenge. There she is, looking all fly. Yeah, there are a lot of people in there. So there's Landon. We'll talk about him. Okay, we're going to talk about this guy too. Let's get out of this one. I think, okay. Let's get out of here and let's go into, where I want to go. We're going to go into game now. So hold on one second. I'm going to go here. That's blank for a reason, guys. Don't freak out. Unblank that. And let me go here. All right. There we go. So now we are in the 100 baby save. And this is where the spoilers start. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into the house that Amelia moved. So she was in this lot. That's where that house was. I put a different house there since when I started to build sets because I was going to have her start there in the series, but I ended up not doing that. And so, yeah, that many in that house. It was pretty crammed. But it was, you know, it was really sweet though. I have to pause here. It was really sweet because the reason why I let the babies always be dancing in the series, because they didn't have a TV for a long time. She did not have a TV for a long time, but they had a radio and they would just stand there and dance together. She also didn't have a washer and dryer, so they did all of their laundry by hand. And the boys, you know, she had all those boys, they just did chores. They were the best kids. Those 5, they were the best kids. They were actually really good toddlers. They were just the sweetest kids. So sweet with Amelia. It was a really sweet time in that little house. So they would just dance all the time. That's how they would have fun and just play in the sand together. It was just really sweet. I really enjoyed just those early years, those early moments. So we're going to go ahead and go in to Amelia's house. Now, what I realized in tiny living is that you can keep a tiny home and build it to be as big as you want. And all you have to do is build the wall and then move the wall, right? And then, yeah, right, they did chores, all 5 of them. Hey, you're going to live here, you're going to get put to work. That's just how it is. And so I built this monstrosity of a house. I chose a different house for the series, and you'll see why, because this house is just not it's not series worthy. We'll just put it at that. It's just a hot mess, but it worked for her. So here we go. We're going to go in and we're going to meet the 100 baby save. Here we are. Let's look at this monstrosity of a lot. This is Amelia's house that she worked hard to build, and there were no cheats involved in building this house. Not a one. This is her house. And let's take the roof down a little bit. So this is a garden. She actually made most of her money with these money trees. We saved up enough points to get a money tree and this planted them, and she ended up making, I don't know, she has what, over almost 1.2 million simoleons. That was all earned. That wasn't cheated or anything like that. It was all earned. And so over here we have her hubby and her having a little moment, and he's not in his shirt, which is just fine. We are set up here because we have a holiday tomorrow, and our holiday is thank you for watching giving. Thank you for watching giving. We're going to have a little party. We're going to invite over some of the characters that you all love and do a little gameplay. So I thought that would be fun. But before we do that, because I don't feel like dealing with anybody's needs, I'm going to do something. And we're going to, nope. We're going to fill the needs, and then we're going to disable the needs because I don't feel like dealing with you. Okay, so the walls are gonna behave in a very odd way here, but what I want to show you is I'm gonna show you the babies. This is how I kept track of all of the babies. I kept track by taking a picture of the dad. So fun fact, yeah, if you are Yeah. If you're doing a 100 baby challenge, you have to get your friendship up. The more I learn about you, the more I fall. Oh, Nathan. You really look good in everything where he's barely wearing it. These two, I swear, they're just all over each other all the time. If they don't end up in a closet soon, I'll be surprised. Anyway, so if you do the 100 baby challenge, if you take, I learned this from James Turner, if you take a picture of somebody, like your sim takes a picture of somebody, their friendship bar goes up really quickly. So she would take a picture of the dad. And so I'm just going to go through all the dads and the kids that I have pictures of. And then we're going to go back through and we're going to tell some stories. So the question was, when you played, did you cheat needs or do everything by the book? I did everything by the book. I turned off, got rid of any mods that would give any type of advantage. I did keep MC Command Center, but none of it was changed. Like, it kept all the vanilla game settings. But I just do it just to change her clothes and things like that. And but all of the other mods I didn't have in there. Like I took out, what did I take? I did keep Slice of Life in there, but it didn't really change anything for me. I don't remember. But anyways, I played by the book. There was nothing in there that would give any benefit except for the tiny living lot. So this lot, if you looked at it, it's a 64 by 64, but really it's not because I cheated it. So I guess that was my biggest cheat, was cheating the system for the tiny living, where this skills will go up faster. So we have our first baby daddy, just like, he looks different than in the series. All of the Sims got a glow up in the series. Yes, she had 1.2 million simoleons, most of that, so she got a lot of that. Let me back up. So she started working as a conservationist, just like in the story, and that way she could work from home and make money and not have to leave the lot, but make more money that way. And she actually, fun fact, almost drowned because I let her. I almost lost her, like, I don't know, after the first couple of pregnancies. And she was swimming and she had her needs down so far that she almost died. And I was like, oh no. So I have to say I did cheat. I was a cheater there. I was like, nope, I'm not losing my matriarch. I've worked too hard for this. So I didn't let her die. So that was, I'll be honest about that. So how did I keep their needs up? I don't know. I don't know. I just do. I guess I just go down the list and see who needs what and put the autonomy on and let them take care of some of their own needs. So, okay, we have our first baby daddy. Here's Danilo, and she met him in the bar, and she took his picture, and they went to his house, and she got pregnant, and she immediately went back. And when he left shift, when she was like, hey, let's go hang out, she met Jackson, because Jackson was working in the same bar. So she met Jackson, and just like in the story right after that. So Danilo gave her the first two, Xavier and Dante. Oh, do I not have it? There you go. Dante. Oh, I love this song. And so these are her first two boys, and talk about a couple of mama's boys. So sweet. Such sweet kids. Oh my gosh. These probably two of my favorite male Sims. And then Jackson gave her triplets, Dylan, Wyatt, and Miles. So we'll get back to this because, Jen, there's a lot of tea here that you probably need to know given your present circumstances with Jackson. And then, yes, we have a Vladdy Daddy. We have a Vladdy Daddy, and we have a Vladdy Daddy that has glowed up. But before I go any further here, I do need to show you something. We need to go. Where do we need to go? Hold on. Hold on 1 second. I need to figure out where I'm at. I need to find the picture. Hold on. All right, here we are. So we're going to go here. I want to show you something. There we go. Should... Okay. Can you all see this? Can you all see this? So, back in the first lot, newly in Solani, this is what appeared at her door. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jen. I don't know what to tell you, what you're about to learn. I warned you. Okay, Vladdy Daddy in the Speedo. Can we just take a moment to appreciate Vladdy Daddy in the Speedo? So he kept coming to the door in a Speedo in Solani at night, knocking on the door. Well, I had the door locked, so he wasn't getting in. And he never did the vampire thing. But I was like, okay, well, you want to come in? I need a new dad. She had just had the triplets, and so I think it was time to have another one. Oh, nope, don't look at this one yet. And so that's where the glow up happened, because I thought, okay, well, I'm sorry, Vlad, you're just not going to work for me, so we're going to give you a little bit of a glow up. She actually had a little bit of a romance with Vlad for a while, but he's just too weird and too rude for any of that. And let's just take a moment to appreciate Jonah. We'll get to him in a minute. But so Vlad gave her twins, neither of which were vampires, though, which was a little bit disappointing, actually. Hold on, I'm sure there's a better way to maneuver this. There we go. Okay, so there we are. Vlad gave her two boys. Whoops. Vlad gave her two boys. Vlad gave her Malachi and Isaac. Okay, and then the next dad was Rangi. So Rang, is that him? Yeah, Rangi Missy Peaky or whatever. We're going to talk about Rangi in a minute. So there's some tea with Rangi. I'll start with that. Because Amelia is such a queen, she actually stole Rangi from Belagoth. So I'm just saying, my queen did that. She stole him from Belagoth. Yeah, they are. So this is Jada. So Rangi gave her Jada and Sebastian. And then just random guy here, Cristobal, I don't know who he was, so he was really nothing, gave her Brandon. And then we have Raymond, gave her, what's her name? Caitlin, who's just a gorgeous sim. You may have seen her as an extra. So a lot of the extras, yep, stole from Bella. A lot of boys. Oh my gosh, so many boys. Oh wait, I don't think I went in order. Actually, that's not true. Back up. After Vlad, then she met Landon, and there's some tea on Landon. We're going to get to Landon in a minute. Landon is a stalker. Big time stalker in the series, I swear. Every time I would look in a window when I was filming a romance scene or something with M, he was literally peeking in the window with glasses on. Huge stalker. So, but he had these gorgeous kids with her, Maya and Lane, and you'll see Landon in episode, is it 5 when she moves to Solani? He's one of the friends there. So he's an extra. So anyways, what I was saying is a lot of these kids were extras. And if you go back to episode 5 when she goes to Solani, all of those people except for the Galeas are all her kids. And so it's kind of, yeah, literally Tom Peeping, but her own baby daddy. So I almost used him instead of James as the stalker. So in the story, I wrote in, so James was supposed to be a baby daddy that was stalking her. And yeah, right. But I had already made James and written the story, and it just didn't work for him to be a daddy anyways, because he was just gross. So I like the way it worked out. Okay, so then we have Lucian. Lucian is a mermaid, very sweet. I decided we needed to start having some double for your trouble. So in the 100 Baby Challenge, I did play where if you have an occult sim, it counts as 2. So I tried as many occult sims as possible. Vampires are really hard to get, and spellcasters are hard to get, but yeah, she had that. So this is Lucian. He's really sweet. He's really adorable, but he's dumb as a box of rocks. So yeah, bless his heart. Lincoln, he had Lincoln and Kairi, and they're both mermaids. And then good old Roger. Now, what do you notice about Roger and his kid that is different from the story? They had a girl. They did not have a boy. They had a girl named Hannah. Hannah is full of attitude. I had them have a boy in the story for a reason. And I'll say that a little bit later, but they had a girl, and her name is Hannah. I'm gonna get to the backstories of all of these after I get through all the kids. And then Ryan, another stalker. This guy turns up everywhere. So when I was filming my part for Broken, where Jonah was playing his guitar, and it was right before he beat down what's his name? Ryan shows up everywhere. He's always jogging. He's always showing up. He kept taking over the little busk thing that I wanted Jonah to use in the scene. He was getting on my last good nerve, but he's everywhere. He has Hudson and Fletcher, so lots of twinsies. And then we go up to this wall, and we went through these. We have this guy, Asa C. He's another mermaid, and he has Finnegan, sweet Finnegan, love Finnegan, and Anita. So Anita, it was an extra in a lot. And then we have our own Max Villarreal. Yes, not only did Amelia steal Bella Goth's man, he just, hold on, yeah, right, exactly. She also had a baby with Max Villarreal. So you will see Max and their gorgeous, gorgeous son Elliot, both in episode 2 in the club. And if you'll notice, one of the chicks disappears in that. That's because my game went wild. So that's kind of a glitchy thing I kept in there, because she disappears on cue. It's super funny. Yeah, Darian, thank you. Ding dong Darian. And then, so Elliot, their son, is absolutely gorgeous. So you'll see both of these in that. And then you'll notice a lot of the kids in the episode where James lures Amelia to the club. Okay, here we have our own Nathan, our sweet Nathan. Now, this is what Nathan looked like when I got him off the gallery. Very different from when I glowed him up. And I'm going to talk about Nathan and just how sweet he was from go. I just have loved Nathan from the beginning. So sweet. So this picture he was taken in, that lot that she initially went on, actually, I ended up putting a house there. And once she started having lots of kids and lots of baby daddies coming around, before I got her the player trait, where no jealousy, I would send her over there to, woo the guys, take the pictures, and do what she needed to do, and then bounce and go home. Just leave them there. So that's where this picture was taken. But they have a son, and their son is Peyton. Peyton, surprisingly, is probably not the most attractive sim I've ever seen, so that surprised me. So in game, now I'm going to back up, or in the story, when I had her get pregnant, oh, something stopped. Okay, the music is back. So when I had her get pregnant with Nathan, she got pregnant with a girl in that gameplay that I was doing to record. And it was so perfect because it was Nathan and it was her first girl. And I was like, I'm going with this. And so I knew that I was going to flip-flop, that she had a girl with Nathan, Ambrosia. And it just all worked better, especially for just ongoing things, to have just this power girl, powerful girl be their child. It just made a lot of sense to me. So I changed it. But they had a son. And then I switched it up to have her baby that she had with Roger be a boy. So because, just it worked. So anyways, they have a boy named Peyton. And then here we have a Jonah. Hello, Jonah. Now, I had some high hopes for Jonah, but we're going to see here in a minute why that didn't pan out. So hello, Jonah. But I knew, so when Jen and I decided that we were going to do a collab together, trying to figure out what that would look like, she was like, well, I have a female sim. And I said, I have a male sim. And that whole thing happened. So they have, oh, look at the butterfly. Hello. So they have Zale and Triton. They did not have quadruplets in game. I did that in the story because one of the challenge of writing and telling that story was getting from no children to a reasonably good point at the end of her life where she had 100 children and make it make sense. So there had to be a lot of multiples in there. So I had to throw some quads in there. So that's why I did that here. Hi, Em. Hi, baby. And she's pregnant. We're going to talk about with whom in a moment. Okay, you ready to go to the next wall? As a builder, awesome. Yeah, so yeah, this build is probably not my shining moment, but it worked for the game. The walls are weird because of the way they're built. Okay, so I needed a spellcaster. Who better to have a spellcaster baby with than making Morgan Ember able to make children? And I did. Morgan is the parent of Keelan Westbrook. They gave me a male, or a male. They gave me a male, but they gave me a spellcaster, my first one. Very excited. And then we have Hudson. Hudson is a merman, and he gave Brittany and Chanel. So Brittany is just the snippiest. She's mean. You know how you do the traits? She got mean sim. So she's mean. She got the mean sim trait, and she was just, I could not wait to get her out of the house. She was so rude. And then sweet Chanel, I'm going to show you in a minute. This poor girl. So she's currently married to the maids. She's currently married to the maid. We might see him pop in. I'm not sure. This guy Drew down here. No, is that him? No, that's somebody else. Anyways, she's married to the maid. They have a kid. They hooked up in the closet when he was there. And anyways, well, when I was in this game yesterday with her other sister in the house to take some pictures, because I forgot their pictures, her sister hooked up with the maid in the closet and is pregnant with him now too. Thank you so much, Oak, for that. So yeah, there's that. My Sims just can't stay out of each other's pants ever. So I love this song too. Okay, so next baby daddy of note, get out of my way, is Caleb. We have a Caleb here, and you know, Caleb was bae for a while. He was boyfriend for a while. He actually was, but it just didn't work out. I mean, it just wasn't there. He gave a vampire, funny twin. So he gave a vampire and a non-vampire. Colton is in the military, very close to Nathan. So Nathan was around when Colton was born, and just anytime Nathan's in the house with kids, tangled webs. Oh, you have no idea, Faith. Whenever Nathan was around kids, he would tell stories and take care of them and give them food and read them stories, and just so sweet with them. And so Colton and Nathan were very close, especially because Nathan is in the military career and royalty in this save as well. And so he's very close with Nathan. This guy, on the other hand, is a vampire that just can't seem to keep himself together. So he was completely enraged one day when they were teenagers. Some texts or something that came through from Slice of Life, and he was mad, and they were in the room. I'm going to show you around the house in a second too. They were in a room, and he bit Chanel. I was so mad. I was like, boy, I don't care. I'm about to put a stake through your heart. I was so mad. Okay, so next baby daddy, we have Noah, another maid. So here's the thing, maids and butlers, really easy access to baby daddies, just saying. The lot is on the ley line, so we're getting lots of multiples. She also has the fertile trait. So Everly and Isabel, you saw them a lot as extras. I think Everly actually was also the chick that the leading man in my sparked entry was making out with. So I use them as extras, but they're actually very sweet, very, very sweet. And then, yes, we have a Clement Father Christmas baby. Yep. Yeah. You know what? Jen, I don't think you should talk after me watching your zombie Let's Play, okay? I'm just going to leave that there. You made him a zombie, so yeah, you can't judge me on that. Yes, we have a Vladdy Daddy, we have a Max Villarreal, and we have a Clement Frost. Oh, that's vibey. Yep, and her name is Noelle because, you know, I'm not at all creative. But she was so sad, so I would take their pictures before they moved out, and she was really sad because she was getting bullied in school the whole time. It was so sad. She's really a sweet sim. And so what I would do is I'd move them out to go live with their dads. Like, okay, we're done. Go live with your dads. Okay, and now we have an orange Bailey Moon. Now, you may it was hard to, you know, get this guy, but she got him. Yeah, you did. right? Look at it. Yeah, so full. So Orange Bailey, let's talk about the tea. Wait, I need a sip for this because there's tea on this guy. Haven't even gotten into the 5 yet, and we're already streaming forever. Okay, so Orange Bailey Moon, she met him in a bar, or met him in the lounge. He was all famous. She actually was able to, get enough friendship and love with him, or whatever that is, to, make babies. And you will recognize him anytime he was the piano player in all of the series that I've ever done. So he's the piano player. And then we have Julian. Oh, Julian, he is so beautiful. He is such a beautiful sim. He looks like this next baby daddy, but there's no relation there except for Amelia. And then we have Gianna. So Gianna was always the violinist, and he was always the pianist. But let's talk about the tea here. So Amelia decided, I'm going to go over to the Bailey Moon house, and not only am I going to seduce the son, I'm going to seduce the dad. Well, and I can't remember his name. What's the name of Orange Bailey Moon's dad? He's famous, like that famous guy, and I can't remember his name. Anyways, he was an elder, and he came over to our house while these two were were toddlers sleeping in the other room. Their grandpa came over, and Amelia woohooed him to death. He died after they woohooed. Right there in her bedroom while his toddler grandchildren were asleep in the other room. I was laughing so hard, and I'm so glad I have people to share this with, because yeah, that happened. So yeah, she never actually told Orange that she killed his dad. So there's that. I guess when you got it, you got it. She just had it a little too much. Okay, next babies. We are looking at a yes, you can woohoo somebody to death, Faith. You can woohoo somebody to death if they're an elder because he died of exhaustion. So I don't know. I guess it was a wild ride. Yeah. And never mind. I'm not gonna say that joke, but I am gonna say that he died with a smile on his face. So, his wife probably wouldn't agree, but there's that. So now we have a Silas Moonfall. So you'll recognize him from episode 2 in the gym, and then also the finale. He's the officiant for Amelia. He is a gorgeous Amelia and Nathan. He is a gorgeous sim. He's so beautiful. Karina. See, okay, so don't judge me that at least she didn't kill Santa. Oh my god, yeah, actually she didn't kill Santa. Oh wait, hold on, I'm laughing and my eyes are tearing up here. All right, so now we have Silas Moonfall, and he gave her 3 spellcasters. These kids are so beautiful. This kid, well, he was a teen. He got some chick pregnant with quadruplets, so there's that. And then we have Briella and Lily. Now, Lily I've used a lot. She is such a beautiful, beautiful sim. You're going to, you'll remember her from the finale. She was the one having Amelia try on dresses. This is another sim, Jeremy, somebody I got off the thing, and then Jerome is his son right here. So he's the kid, and I know Jerome's just having a moment here. Okay, so these are all the baby daddies that I have on the wall, and I'm curious who you notice is missing. And I'm curious who you think that this child belongs to. So I'm just going to pause here, because there's a delay. Yeah, 100 Baby Challenge is fun. I love the 100 Baby Challenge. Okay, so while I'm waiting for you to answer the question, I'm going to answer a couple of Faith's questions. I put on Twitter what questions you had. And thank you, Faith, for your questions. So Faith asked me something. Here we go. So Faith, first question from Faith was, why didn't you choose a mate for her? Well, I didn't choose a mate for her for the same reason why y'all couldn't figure out if you were Team Nathan, Team Roger, Team whoever, okay? And Oh no, it's wonderful. So I wasn't going to choose. I wanted Amelia to choose. We're going to go in depth now into more details, but I couldn't choose. So that's why I let her choose. And she chose. She chose the same person every time, even though there was a little bit of wrenches thrown in our plans. And then the next question is, how many children did she end up having? Well, that's a good question. We'll have to do the math because it shows that she has, where are you? We have to go into MC Command Center because that whole, look at you in my house, mad. Bye. Get out of my house. What are you in my house for? I'm pregnant. I will beat you down, girl. Man, somebody walked up in my house like that, they would probably not leave. Well, they'd leave, but we'd be calling the corner. But we won't talk about that. Okay, so Amelia has, let's go into MC Command Center. So she has 39 children. She's pregnant with 3, but then we'd have to go back and count. Man, why are my eyes tearing up? We'd have to go back and count all of the occults. So I think it came out to something like, I don't know, 65 or 70 kids total. Hi, Lilith. Hi, Lilith. Oh, hi, Lilith. Hi, hun. I'm sorry, I'm trying to watch the chat and my eyes are leaking and people are walking into my house and trying to do math. It's so hard. Okay. Now, are you guys ready for the deets on the men? And I still want you to answer my question. Who do you notice is not here? Still waiting for you to answer my question. Who do you notice is not here? So let's see, how do we want to do this? Let's go back into our little screenshots. I'm going to go through the screenshots and yeah, let's see, how do I do this? I'm going to go through the screenshots. We're going to, you know what, I'm going to pause there. I want to talk about Blake and Sam. So obviously Blake and Samantha were not characters in my save or in my game, but what they were actually... Yeah, Roger's right here. Roger's right here. So we got a Roger. Adidia, yeah, you're right. He's not on the wall. This is Adidia's child right here. Let's go look at her. She's super cute. Where is she? What's her name? Her name is Ayana, and she's really cute. Come here, babe. Come over here, sweetie. Go here. I want to see you. Put the doll down. Come over here, honey. She is so freaking cute. I kind of, if we have time, want to age her up just to see what she looks like. But hold on. Let's just go look at her. She's so cute. This is Adidia and M's daughter. Isn't she cute? Oh, I love her so much. She's absolutely adorable. Okay, there's one more dad missing off of the wall. And we're going to talk about why that is in a moment. But let's go here and talk about some of these dads. Oh, I was talking about Blake and Sam. So Blake and Sam, Amelia actually spawned her own parents. I went into cast and I made a mom and dad for her, and they came out like they did. And I was really surprised because Blake looks, and we're going to look at some screenshots here in a minute. Blake looks like, just like the boys look just like Blake, and Blake looks just like, no, Caiaphas is not in here. Caiaphas is not in here. He was just in the story. He was never in the save. He's just in the story. Yeah. So you also don't see a Coney on the wall. We're going to talk about a Coney. We're going to talk about that whole person and what he did. So first thing we're going to do though is we are going to talk about Blake and Sam. So Blake and Sam, when I moved them, so I made them in cast and then I moved them into. I wrote the story and then I moved him into that house, right? And I wanted her to be pregnant because that was part of the story. She got hit by a car, she lost the baby. It was really sad. It was part of, the sadness and all of the things that made us all cry. So the very, very first interaction between the two of them in game was try for baby in a closet. I don't know who you're talking about then. Yeah, so their first, Blake and Sam, their first interaction was try for baby. They were into each other from go. they were just all of the interactions and the blowing kisses. I didn't have to do any of that. They were just into each other from go. They were just the cutest couple. It pained me to kill her off. Pained me. But I had to for the story. I tried to find so many different ways to change the story, and I couldn't. Oh my gosh. They were just the cutest. Okay. So I'm going to get out of here for a second, and I'm going to go back into our photos. And I think I want to go here. Yeah, I want to go here, and then I want to go here, and then I want to go here. Okay. We're going to go through a little bit of some story here. This is the reason why Danilo or Jonah, neither one worked out. Because I would have baby daddy parties just to see who she meshed with, and then would invite the other ones around just to see who, she was still meshing with, to see who she would, end up with. And these two ended up in the closet together, which is fine. I mean, yeah, that's why, I don't know. I don't have a life faith. That's why I keep up with it. So Jonah and Danilo, they had a little bit of a moment in the closet. And as you can tell, Jonah is just like, that was cool. Thanks. That was wonderful. And I mean, bless him. I was all ready to just have them be a thing. And I thought it was sweet. But Danilo doesn't look as thrilled as Jonah does. And so, I mean, poor Danilo, he would still flirt with Amelia and try to just always asking. Even last night when I was in the game, he was calling, asking for a date. I feel like, and he ended up marrying quite possibly the least attractive sim ever created by the game. She's from the Magic Pack, whatever that is. He married her, but poor guy, I feel like he never really was able to just be comfortable with who he really was, and just had a lot of issues, and I just felt so bad for him. Jonah, on the other hand, he's like, this is me, and I'm cool with it. So that happened. So Danilo was out and Jonah was out, but then came back in because I had the friendship up, and I had the love bar all the way down. They were just friends. Yeah, Ella doesn't know. We don't want to tell Ella. Absolutely. I was totally I was just going to let them be a thing. But then Jonah started pursuing M again. So he would get in the same room with M and flirt away. And then all of a sudden their bar was all the way up. So I thought, you know what? I'm not going to. Poor Danilo is already confused. I'm not going to do that to him. I'm just going to let him go live his life. And he ended up marrying a woman. And I don't know. I just feel sorry for the guy. I just wish he could just live into who he really is, So bless his heart. But that's the story of them. That's the story of Jonah. Jonah did end up as one of the final finalists. We're going to talk about how that worked. Whew, I can't believe I'm going to try and do this in one stream. Okay. Well, first of all, let's talk about this picture. So we have Mr. Landon peeking through the window. This sweet, sweet scene. We all were there for it. We all love it. The dance scene with Jackson and Amelia. Iconic curse moment, right? Loved this scene. Oh my gosh, my heart filming it. His hat's clipping through her head. But let's gander at what's going on in the window over there. We have Landon. I did not put him in this outfit. I never put him in this outfit, yet he would show. This is a residential lot, first of all, so there's no reason why he should be here. And I looked through the window, and here he is. And he'll show up in windows like this throughout the series. I didn't get the screenshots, but he shows up like this throughout the series. Like, dude, seriously, creeping hard, man. Okay, so then we have a Roger. Roger was there for every single birth. Roger delivered every single one of her kids from the very first. He was always there. I started referring to him to Hot Doctor, and I knew that he was going to come up in the lineup there. But he delivered every single one of her kids. And then after a while, once they started a relationship, he would kiss her on the cheek afterwards. It was the sweetest thing. So it was just so, so sweet. Until later on down the line, once she started having lots of kids and lots of relationships, he would ghost her at the hospital. He'd show up, she'd be there pregnant, he was a doctor, he'd show up, and then he'd ghost her, and nobody was there to deliver her baby. So I had to send her home. Yeah, Roger was permanently in the front. She better not be watching. Lilith better not be watching. She's not allowed. She hasn't seen it yet. So anyways, Roger would ghost her at the hospital, and then I'd have to take her back home and then have the baby another way. So I think he just got fed up, but there's that. Okay, so here is Amelia pregnant with Rangi's baby while he's married to Bella Goth. She stole him from Bella Goth, so. But what I want to also show you about Rangi is in episode 2. Oh, this song. I love this song. Okay, so this is episode 2, and in episode 2, when Blake is doing the dad thing and it's just sweet scenes, Rangi's jogging by, and I took this screenshot because you have Amelia. This is like, he's like looking over at her like, oh, hey girl, you know, give me a few years, right? Super creepy. So Amelia's just a toddler in here, and he's a future baby daddy. So the game got really weird really quickly. There was also a moment that I didn't catch where Amelia and her dad, Amelia was a kid. They were like at the ice cream shop or something, and Jonah, of course, because Jonah shows up everywhere. Jonah and Amelia, grown-up Amelia, showed up there too, and I lost the screenshot when I had to delete everything. And then we have our Nathan. So Nathan came on the scene. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but Nathan came on the scene, and when he did, it just immediate sweetness. He was always massaging her shoulders. He was cleaning up after her whenever she'd barf. This is like right after. She must have just gotten pregnant from him, and he was always around, always super sweet from go. So this is before he got his glow up, obviously, because like I would have a sim with that hair. And then Nathan met Roger. And you'll see all of my little post-its because I was learning how to use this stuff. Nathan and Roger hate each other. They've hated each other from go. They sat there on this couch, just all of the negative moodlets coming up, right? Hate each other. So when I was getting ready to do screenshots for the intro, I put them all on a lot in this little green screen room, and I was doing other things, and these two were standing there staring at each other, already hated each other, and Roger picked a fight. Roger picked a fight with Nathan, who is a grandmaster vampire, and all the way up in his fitness, neither of which Roger can say for himself. And Roger got his ass handed to him on a platter. So there's that. I was so mad because I didn't know at the time that you could like change moodlets and change all of that. But yeah, so there's that. Okay, I'm going to pause there, and I'm going to go back into game. Nope. I'm just going to get rid of this. And I'm going to go back into game because we're going to look at this picture in a minute. Okay, let's talk about Jackson. We're going to talk about Jackson. I have notes here because there's a lot of tea on Jackson. Are you ready, Jen? So first and foremost, Jackson originally was scripted to die. When he drank himself almost to death, he was scripted to die. But I changed the script because there were people that I love that would have been quite upset if I had done that. So I changed the script, which is fine. I think it worked out nicely. But so Amelia met Jackson in the bar. Jackson was the second baby daddy. She immediately went to the bar after she and Danilo conceived and met him. And so she took his picture and did all the things, and then just started having a relationship, because that's what she would do. She'd start on the next baby daddy while she was still pregnant, just to make sure when it was time, it was like, boom, done, right? So they started this relationship, and they just got on really well, and just all romance bars. And anytime Jax is in the room, her whims just go nuts for Jackson every single time, every single time. I know Jen would have been crushed, and so would have my daughter-in-law. So I didn't do it. And it's fine because I like the way it all turned out. Take a breath. I need some tea. Hold on. So Jackson was baby daddy number 2. He gave her triplets. And so they got on really good. As soon as she had the twins, she went and got pregnant with Jackson with the triplets. And because they just had built just such a strong bond, I was like, God, this guy might just kind of stick it out through the whole thing, right? I thought, well, let's invite him over when she was getting ready to have the baby. Let's invite him over. And so she invited him over, or invited him to, or he was on the line. Anyways, she invited him to go have the baby, and he ghosted her when she went to go have the babies. Totally ghosted her. So I had to write that in, right? So they were just, and then he came back around, always into each other, super, super sweet. And then he would come over and take care of the kids and mop the floors. And he was just this cool, like, baby dad, like, God, this guy's really, really awesome. And then when the triplets were child age, Jen, brace yourself, honey. I'm sorry. When the triplets were child age and the twins were teens, we were already on this lot. She'd already moved over. The house was getting bigger. So she had, twin teens. She had triplet kids. She had Vladdy Daddy's toddlers, and she was pregnant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, so that must have been it. They were toddlers, and that was it. She wasn't pregnant. So he was over, and I was dealing with having all of these children. And then, you know that sound that you get when people are fighting? And I thought, who's fighting? Because are the teens fighting? No, they were like doing their homework, like the beautiful, perfect baby angels that they are. I'm like, well, the toddlers aren't fighting. The kids don't fight. At least I've never seen that. And I didn't know what happened. I was like, who the heck is fighting? And so I went outside and looked, and Wyatt and Jackson, the thing popped up that they were enemies. Wyatt was a child. Jackson had beat the living daylights out of his own child. I have never before seen, I am not kidding, I have never before seen that in The Sims. I have never seen it since. I was like, what in the fresh hell just happened? He just beat the crap out of his kid. I was like, I had to stop because it disturbed me, first of all, that would happen. I'm sure it's a mods issue, but yeah. He beat up his child. And so I was like, oh, heck no, techno, goodbye, sir. Amelia immediately went out there, chewed him a new one, asked to be friends. They became enemies. None of his kids liked him at all. None of them liked him at all. Except for, I think, one of the twins he has a relationship. The other two just hate him. So that is, I thought, what in the heck happened to this guy? Why did he do that? I was floored. And then I looked into his sim profile. I added him, or I went to where he lived, because he was a mean sim. He was classified as a mean sim. Every time he gets around family, he gets a negative moodlet, like, ugh, I hate family, I hate my kids. Blah. He's just a jerk. So Amelia kicked him to the curb, and he was devastated. And then when I went into his household to find him, I found out he was married. He was married to Layla Tabor. And it's not in this save, so I can't show you. But I had Layla divorce him because he at that point didn't deserve anybody. I just didn't like him at all. So he was married, but Layla got her revenge on Amelia. And she actually ended up has now a relationship with one of Amelia's sons, and they have triplets. So Amelia has grandchildren whose mother is the ex of Jackson. Yeah. Jackson the punk. So now I want to talk about Jackson. Later on, Jackson started coming around again. I'm like, why is this punk coming around? And he would be nice, he would be sweet, and then every time he would come around, even though she had full hate for him, she would still get moodlets that she wanted to kiss Jackson. She wanted to do this with Jackson. She wanted to do that. She wanted to marry Jackson. I'm like, why are you getting these moodlets for Jackson? So I thought, okay, people can change. So I went ahead and I knocked everything back to zero to see if they would build a friendship, and they did. So they started building a friendship, started building the romance again, and I let that happen. Because, people can change. Now, that is why in the story I wrote him in as an alcoholic, and why I wrote the story like I did. Because, first of all, he worked in a bar. And I mean, not that people work in bars, don't get me wrong, people don't work in bars because they're alcoholics, but I thought, it would fit. So he, I know, you might need to take a trip. You might, hey, Thea, welcome. If I didn't see you before, I'm sorry. Seriously. So I wrote him in, it's getting really dark in here. I wrote him in as an alcoholic because there had to be a reason why he would be this super cool guy, and then just super jerky guy, and then a super cool guy again, right? So I wrote him in as an alcoholic and was going to just kill him off, have him die of his disease, sadly, and really, also to write in that happens, sadly it happens, and to put some resources up in those episodes as well. That was important to me. So that is the story of Jackson. We're not done with Jackson, but that is why Jackson is who he is. Okay, I need a breath. Now, let's talk about Jonah. So Jonah, friendo Jonah. Jonah, where are we? We got Vladdy Daddy. We got Landon. Oh, Roger. Let's back up. Let's talk about Roger. So Roger actually originally so I thought, okay, definitely going to be Jackson. Then no way Jose was a Jackson. And then Vlad, he's just a tool, so forget him. Landon is no. So I just, at that point, Roger had come on the scene. He was delivering her babies. Super duper uber sweet. They were just getting on okay. I have some cute screenshots somewhere where they went to, so the whole scene at the cabin, I did this whole thing where he just took her away from everything, took her to the cabin, got her all to himself, and it was just this sweet little thing in my imagination that I did with the story that was playing out. And I don't know, he was it. He was like going to be the one. I just sure he was going to be the one until she met Nathan. So, which may be why he hates Nathan so much, because he was the one until she met Nathan. Let's see. Am I on Nathan? Let me see. So, so he delivered every baby until after Nathan, and then he'd ghost her, so that was funny. They hate each other, so we already covered that. I had to make myself notes, guys. I can't read. Oh, hey! Is it Ludus Sim? Hi. Hi, new friend. Glad you're here. Okay. Ryan. Let's go to Ryan. Ryan here, sir, I think I skipped over Ryan. Ryan Hill. Again, he's everywhere, all over the place. I already talked about him. I talked about Rangi. The other thing about Rangi, he's super jealous. Like, he would always come around in a mood. Yeah, check those notes, right? There are 3 pages of notes. Seriously. Rangi would always come around. Even when she, broke up with him, he'd still come around. He'd be standing at the door. He's the mailman, and he'd just come around in a mood and get jealous. Super, super weird. Weird guy. And then even in the game, he was always around. Or in the story when I was filming, he'd always show up. Like, dude, go hang out with Landon. You guys can go be stalkers elsewhere, please. Okay. So, boyfriend was absolutely Roger. Roger was the one. I was posting pictures of Roger. Roger was so sweet. And if I sound like I'm yelling at you, please let me know. I'm sorry. Oh, Hector. That's right. I'm so stupid. Sorry. Hi, Hector. I forgot you changed your name. Hey, buddy. You are friendo. Hi, Hector. See, that's what you get for changing your name on me. I totally forgot. Okay, hi, Hector. Thanks for coming. Oh, boy. You know what? I need to, turn on my light. I can't. It's dark in here. Oh, well. It's fine. We'll just enjoy the ambiance. Oh, gosh. That's so funny. Hi, Hector. Yeah, I need all the notes, right? Okay, so Roger was the man. I was Team Roger. I was literally Team Roger the whole time. Like, this is it. I'm just going to have her go through this. She's going to marry Roger, the sweet doctor, loves her, super, super sweet. And then she met Nathan. And then Nathan came along and everything changed. Let's see, I have some notes here. So the interactions between Nathan and M have from the very beginning been flirty. So basically, Nathan basically has two moods. Yeah, bamboozling with that name, right? Nathan has two moods, basically. He's either confident or he's flirty. That's it. I rarely ever see him any other. It may have been Roger, right? But it wasn't. I can't see. So let's see. So I downloaded him from the gallery. When you look at their first date at the bowling alley, except for, the bowling interactions and things like that I had to force, the rest of the date is not forced. I just let them do their thing. And they played chess. They were always playing chess. Like, he would come over all the time and play chess. And then he would poof everywhere, which scared the bejesus out of me. Just like I said, it's like, damn it, Ethan. And when I go live in game here, you're going to see him do that again. But just so sweet. The stargazing was totally them. Yeah, Cole, so sweet. Always massaging her shoulders, like I showed you. Always cleaning up after her. Always coming over and taking care of the kids, but never jealous. Never jealous. Maybe because he's so confident, he's never been jealous when other dads were around. And he didn't pick the fight with Roger. Roger picked the fight with him because he doesn't pick fights. In fact, he befriends everybody. And we're going to talk about his bestie in a minute, which that's a whole other thing. So she and Nathan just hit it off from go. And then as he came around more, and then I, gave him his glow up and cast, that was a whole other experience. Like, oh, hello, Nathan. Yes, please, sir. Let me make sure. Yeah, I think I got everything. It just really started to be apparent that Amelia and Nathan just had this really strong connection together. And so I just, oh gosh, it started to become such a hard decision because I still kind of had this Roger thing, but then it was him, and then Jackson started coming around again. So it just started to get a little complicated for everybody involved. But Nathan and Amelia, yeah. Roger was really just a friend. I think, they had their little fling, but really decided it was just friend. So Nathan and Amelia, anytime you put them on a lot together, either the first or second interaction between the two of them is always try for baby if she's not already pregnant, or woohoo. If there's a closet, always there. If not, a bed, a shower, anywhere, but always, never fails the second interaction between the two of them. They just cannot stay away from each other. All the times I posted on Twitter, like, could you guys just give me a minute so I can film here, was these two. These two can't stay out of each other's pants at all. So they have a son. Nathan just was really her love really quickly. And so the challenge in the story, one of the biggest challenges in the story, first of all, was to get her from 0 babies to 100 babies in the span of the storyline without it being weirder than 100 babies already is. And within that lifespan she needed to be in. And then tell all of the individual stories of all of the men in a way that flowed to the finale, which I knew what was going to happen. Okay. So you're probably, let's see, we've talked about Nathan. We've talked about Roger. We've talked about Jackson. There's 2 people left. Let's talk about Adidia, because he was next. And is he drunk? Okay, Adidia's drunk at the moment. So, okay. Friend, you're drunk on a swing. That's a bad idea. Hold on a second. Okay, Adidia over here living his best drunk life. All right. Well, we're just going to go away from your drunk ass and go over here. Okay, well, let's just go over here and watch Nathan work out. Let's do that instead. So, Adidia. So he was, when she had money, I went ahead and hired, so you can hire butlers. I hired a butler. He just didn't take care of the kids. And Oh yeah, woohoo all over the place. And let's not talk about when I had Wicked Whims installed in my game. Okay? Yeah. That's a whole other thing. Okay. Just gonna pause there for a second. So, okay, so Adidia. So Adidia came over. We needed another baby daddy. He fit the bill. And he just became so sweet, you know, taking care of just the house and Amelia. And he just was super sweet. But a little thing about, and they had their daughter. A little thing about Adidia is that he ended up being the final four. So there was a final four, not a final five. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. He ended up being in the final four. And he ended up being in the final four just because he was so sweet, and they had such a great. Yeah, I know all the sweat you have to get rid of, Jen. Sorry, Jen said all the sweat you have to get rid of Wicked Whims before filming. That was probably what did it in for me the most. Like I can't. I'm done. I can't do that anymore. So, anyways, Adidia was super sweet, taking care of M. He's just a sweet, cute little sim. And so he did make it, because of, you know, her interaction with him, he did make it into the final four of the dads once I went into my whole other gameplay we're going to talk about in a second. So he did make it in there, and a funny thing about him, though, is when I started filming, I included him because he was in the final five eventually. And I immediately regretted putting him in there because I was like, there really wasn't story there. But you all actually gave me the idea that I needed to fix it. So I want to tell you what happened. Why did I not have Adidia? So I'm going to tell you right now. So I didn't have Adidia as a love interest because there just wasn't a lot to the story. I couldn't figure out how to fit him in. You know, you had the story of Roger, story of Jackson, you had Nathan in there. He had Akoni kind of, you know, dealing with whatever he was, you know, starting to build into what happened. And I just couldn't figure him out. You know, I was like, how do I tell the story? Because in game, there really wasn't a story. So at first I was going to have her go with him back to Selva Dorada. He was going to fall in love with her and all this stuff. And I'm like, that's just not fitting either. The first time that I did the premiere, you guys saw Adidia, and you said, oh my gosh, he's actually an angel sent by Blake. I was like, brilliant. Why didn't I think of that? So I stole your idea. I kept him in the game. That was better than killing him off. I didn't know what to do with him. To be quite honest, I did not know how to write him into the script, because the first episode was really just me starting to try to tell this weird story I'd written. I wasn't thinking ahead. So I was like, that is brilliant. Oh my gosh, I'm going to make him an angel, and I'm so glad. So thank you for the idea. So that's how Adidia became an angel in the curse. And so that's why that he is an angel. M realized he was an angel. He doesn't know yet, but he is watching over her, and he is an angel. And we will, yes, Thea, he's an angel, and we will always believe he's an angel, and that fits with his personality in game. So that's how Adidia came the way he did. So now let's see. Who haven't we covered? We haven't covered Akoni. Let's talk about Akoni. But first, let's talk about how I came about trying to figure out who M was going to marry. When she started now she's still a young adult, right? But I was like, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to figure out who she's going to marry. And then I'm going to maybe have her have, one or two more litters of kids. And then I'll have her marry whoever she chooses, right? Yes, I know. Yeah, so sorry, let me back up. Yeah, his name means angel. I didn't know that. Actually, the game named him. He came in game, named that. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was just so cool. It was meant to be. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That just the whole thing didn't work. And, sleeping with staff the whole thing didn't work. Well, in game she's has many kids with many staff members, but in the story we wanted her to have some values. So okay, so M is still a young adult, and I thought maybe I'll just have her have a couple more rounds of kids and then have her marry whoever she chooses. So she wasn't pregnant, and I kind of paused my challenge, and I would first I would have all of these baby daddy parties, see who she meshed with. I would knock all of their love down and have them all on the same level, and she ended up with 4, and the 4 were Jackson, because they had built their love back up really quickly, believe it or not, Roger, Nathan, and Adidia. Okay, so those were the 4 who, I'm not missing anyone, am I? Right? Oh, good night. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Anyways, so the final 4 were those 4. And I would put them in a house. So I moved her into another save. I kept her out of this save. No, it was in this save, actually, I think. But I turned off aging, that's what it was. So it was in this save. I moved an adult into the house, and then I moved her into this other house, like kind of like a bachelorette kind of thing. And so I moved her into the house, and then I had full autonomy on. I made sure she wasn't pregnant. I made sure all of the guys hated each other because I got tired of them going into closets together. I didn't want that to happen again. Oh, Jonah was in that too. So there were 5 in there. So Jonah was in there too. And so and Caleb was in there. Yeah, Caleb was in there too. And then I would watch over time who got the love bar, if the friendship bar went down, and then eliminate people. And then whoever if she ended up engaged, pregnant and or engaged by somebody, then, that definitely was a sign. So every time, I can't believe you guys are still listening to me ramble on about this. So at the time, it was just those, and it got down to just the 4. It was Roger, Nathan, Adidia, and Jackson. Now, anytime Jackson and Amelia are on a lot together, Amelia's whims go nuts for Jackson. Still, no matter who's on the lot, like all of the whims. And I thought, well, she's gonna choose Jackson. Okay, I would have let her choose, but she never did. I did this probably 7 times. Every time she proposed to Nathan, and she ended up pregnant with Nathan's baby. Every time. It was never Roger. It was never Adidia. It was never Jackson. And in fact, even getting Jackson to interact with her was like pulling teeth. He has this weird, he's really introverted in the game, really introverted personality or something. He just would hardly even interact with her, let alone propose. And it was always Nathan. Nathan always proposed, or she always proposed to Nathan every time. And I swear, I did it 7 times. So I was like, she made her choice, right? Bye, Thea. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, Thea. Okay, so she made her decision. I was like, cool. Okay, she's going to marry Nathan. I was elated because I have been Team Nathan from the moment he came onto the scene. I was like super excited about it. And I thought, okay, well, she's a young adult. Let's get another round of kids out, at least, and see if we can get a matriarch this time. That's preferably that's a what do you call it? That's a cult sim. Okay, so now we're going to tell the story of now this is going to make the finale, the second to the last, and the finale make sense. Now, I have a mod in my game where Sims will go and tend the garden by themselves. So Sims will go and tend the garden by themselves. Amelia's level 10. As you can tell, her garden is just banging over here. Look at this. This garden is ridiculous. These are all pristine. Almost all of them are pristine. She goes out here and will get, I don't know, something like $27,000 or something from harvesting these each pop. So it's just ridiculous, okay? So in order to tell the story, I have to say that when I pulled up, you know how like you can say invite somebody over, you can see who's on the lot or who's around the lot, right? And every time there was this creepy looking siren just out in the water with this Uka Pika Paka Puku Hekekia. Just big long name. Like, who is this person? And she had a friend bar. I'm like, where did you meet? I'd never interacted with the sim before, ever. So I didn't know how it happened. But she had this friendship with this siren that was out in the water. And I thought, okay, well, this guy, since the very beginning, has been popping up in her little friend feed. I don't know who he is, but we need a baby daddy. He's a mermaid, so let's just do this, and maybe we'll get a matriarch that's a mermaid. So I call him over. So now she's already betrothed, right? We're already going to have her marry Nathan. This was already decided. I was so excited. Already going to marry Nathan. We invite this Uka Pika Puka Paku Hekekia over, and just almost immediately started flirting with her, and she flirted with him, and it's like, cool, well, they're building their romance bar up, and so they end up, she's like, okay, try for baby. They try for baby, and I checked just to see, you know, before that I hadn't really checked. I let myself be surprised, but this time I checked to see if she was going to get a girl, or if we, you know, had to do it again, and like the next baby daddy. And she did. She was pregnant with triplets, 2 boys and a girl. And I thought, cool. So that's going to be her matriarch. She's going to marry Nathan. She's going to raise this baby, have a matriarch, marry Nathan. I'm going to let her retire early. All of this good stuff. So I let this Huka Pika Paka Puki Hekekia spend the night. I'm like, dude, just spend the night. You know, thank you for all of your service. Might as well just sleep here. He was asleep anyways, so he just stayed the night. And hold on one second. I'm going to switch over here. So this is Huka Pika Paka Puki Hekekia. I need a podcast. I don't know what I talk about, but maybe I'll talk. I'll find something to talk about and have a podcast. Thank you. Oh, okay. So this is the siren that has been out in the water since the very beginning, always around. Friendship, not sure how she got friends. Here we are at the end. Yeah, thank you for your service. Always around. Not sure how they became friends, but he was friendo. Finally, she gets pregnant with him. At the very end, she's going to marry Nathan. And I am not kidding you. It was the morning oh, my dog's having an existential crisis. Oh, my husband's home. Cool. Okay, so I am not kidding you. Morning time comes. Amelia's out in the garden. I'm tending to the, I don't know, other kids in the house. And I see this thing popped up that this Hekekia person is proposing to Amelia. And I was like, no! This person, this whole person here was like, oh, you know who she's going to marry? Hold my mermaid kelp. Because guess what? What did Oak say? Yeah, okay. He got up out of that bed after their first night together and proposed to her in the garden. Foiled my whole plans. I could not believe it. I was shook. I was shook.com. So I thought, okay, well, got to start all over again. I got to bring this guy in with the others and see how he fares. And so I went into Cass and I gave him a little glow up and changed his name because I couldn't pronounce his name. And that is where we met Akoni. And then I thought, oh, okay. Hello. So I had to go all over again. He soiled it. Oh, that's funny. You're funny, Oak. But I wish I had one of those like sound machines. I'd totally do it right now. So that's why Akoni was in the shadows for the whole time. He was friend, but he was thanks. Yeah. He was in the shadows for the whole series. That's why he proposed in the garden before Nathan got a chance to. And that is what happened. And so I thought, well, I mean, he proposed. She didn't propose to him. He proposed to her. So I thought, well, I have to put him in the same house with Nathan. So I had to start all over again. And yeah, big lurking. Wonderful. Keep lurking. Yeah, so there's that. But let's go back here. You guys, let's go. Hold on. do that, and let's go here. Yeah. So that's how that happened. So I had to go all the way back into game, into a whole other thing. I made her pregnant. I made her not pregnant anymore. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry. So I had to do it all over again. So I moved Akoni and the final four. I moved all the final four back in there. So now it was Jackson, it was Nathan, it was Adidia, it was Roger, and now Akoni. I made them all hate each other again, but I could not keep Roger. Yeah, oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, go on break. Do whatever you need to do. It's been like an hour and a half almost, so I've just been yammering on. Please, I appreciate you being here. So, anyways, so I did it all again with Akoni in there. Now, the thing about that is that I could not keep Akoni and Roger enemies. I made them enemies, literal enemies, like, you are enemies. He wasn't the one she picked. Right, exactly. I bamboozled. You did a bamboozle. Absolutely. Bye, Oak. Have a good rest of your day at work. Thank you for coming and for providing your usual comedic relief. You're probably the funniest person I know. So we did it all again, but I couldn't get Akoni and Nathan to hate each other. Within just minutes of being together, I would get the pop-up that they were besties. Those two love each other so much. They are bromance. And I thought, if she doesn't choose either of them, I'm just going to marry them because they love each other so much. But I will say that I did it 7 more times with Akoni in the house. Let's see, I think 5 of those times, Amelia proposed to Nathan. 2 of those times, Nathan proposed to Amelia. So it was always Nathan. It's always been Nathan, and it always will be Nathan. And that's why we had the finale the way it was. So I had to redo it. I had to leave him in there, but that's kind of how that happened. Before we go and have our final celebration, our thank you for watching Giving Fest, I want to go into just a few more screenshots and bloopers. Thank you for sticking with me. Hold on, let me go here. Okay. So I pulled some pictures in here for you just to tell some more of the story. So this is the before and after of Akoni. I have to say it was a really hard decision. If she had chosen Akoni, I would not have been mad because the two of them are so sweet together. If she had chosen Jackson, I probably would have been like, ugh, okay, fine, whatevs. But they're just so sweet together, and they make the absolute most beautiful children ever. Like, I have this whole save where they just have a whole gaggle of children. I keep creating them, but the 3 children that they had in story are their actual 3 triplets that I used MC Command Center and I redid the pregnancy, but that's why they're not mermaids, because I did it through a cheat. So I threw this one in there. I don't know if you could see this. When I first started filming Broken, somehow, for some reason, Akoni was on the lot and Jonah beat the crap out of him. So sad. Oh, hey, Bree. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you're here. And then, so the height sliders make for very funny kisses. There's Got Your Nose and Got Your Nose. Okay, so there's that. And then that one time when this guy showed up, I don't even know who he is, showed up on lot in his underwear. There's that. And then that one time when Blake showed up. So here's, her dead father has been dead years, and she's sitting there having this conversation with Nathan. And here I am scrolling over, and he just rolls up, coffee in hand, happy as a clam. And actually what you can't see is sitting on the bench is one of the uncles. So you can't write this stuff. I swear, I was dying. Okay, I'm just going to leave this one right here. Yeah. So one of the things I appreciate the most about all of you, and Jen especially, is that Jen and I send each other screenshots all day, because you got to have somebody to share this stuff with, but I couldn't share it with you yet. Yeah, so this was me trying to figure out this pose for the first time, and obviously I did it wrong because Amelia has her head up James's. Oh my god. Okay, I can't. I still, so I have it on film when this happened, and I need to find the raw footage so I can do that. But I have this on film because I was filming a how-to. It was horrible, so I didn't publish it, but I have this on film. Okay. And then the final blooper picture that I love is, I think I shared before that because Nathan is constantly poofing everywhere, he annoyed me to no end, so I unvampired him. But for the finale, I needed Amelia to have the bite marks on her neck, and I couldn't do the skin detail because it took all of her other details off. So I had to revampire him, and I did. And when I made him go into vampire form, this is what happened. This was his vampire form, and I literally fell out of my chair. I was laughing so hard. Yeah, this is Nathan. I don't know what I like more, the hat or the lantern. I don't know, but the whole thing is just hilarious. And then I have some more pictures to share, and then we'll head on into game and wrap this up. But we have our Vladdy Daddy here. Hello, Jonah. Okay, this was Amelia. I'm not really sure why her kid is there. He probably should leave because that's awkward, because this was when she was trying to, woohoo with Nathan. And oh, okay, this is another. She never actually had a baby with him. He's an alien. And when I filmed the scene with Jackson and Amelia and their little picnic, he showed up, and he was on the lot, and then he proposed to Amelia. Like, could people just stop proposing to Amelia? Because you're really, really annoying me. Hold on. That's true. Yeah, he has to cover up from the sun. So yeah, I mean, he's has sun immunity, but we always want to take precaution. Always want to be. So anyways, this guy. He proposed to Amelia when I was trying to film. Like, are you kidding me? Could you all please just stop proposing to Amelia? And then just some sweet shots of Nathan and Amelia, because they're just so cute. And then we had a little, this was a Winterfest. Yeah, this was Winterfest. We had a little Winterfest party here, and you'll notice that, that's Jackson. So he must have been in good graces by now. I tried to get him to be friends with his kids again, but it just didn't happen. They hate him, except for one. But you'll notice that Nathan and Roger aren't sitting anywhere near each other. And then here's some pictures of what was going to be the castle, but I ended up changing the castle. Okay, so I don't know why I took these two to the club together. I think I was thinking of filming a scene, but I never did. But so all of the extras in the club for the scene 2 were all of her kids. So I had them all in the club together, and just so cute. Blake and Sam, love them. But these are all these are his grandchildren. So he's over here making out with his wife, and these are his future grandchildren and his future daughter, who is right now a toddler in the story. And then this is when Em looked over and flirted with her dad. So that was awkward. Because they weren't linked as father and daughter in the game. So, of course, she's like, oh, hey, and flirted with him. And then look at Blake looking at his future grandson. Is that Xavier? I think that's Xavier. They look so much alike. Oh, my gosh, I can't. And then this is him dancing with his grandsons. I had to do that because so cute. This picture just warms my heart so much. So this is him dancing with his future grandsons that he never got to meet. So sweet. Okay, can we just talk about this picture? I sent this one to Jem. Yes, hello alien suit. He's cute. Yeah, we need to collab a how-to. Let's do I'm catching up on the yeah, okay, sorry. I was catching up on all the comments while you catch up on this picture. Excuse me, sir, but this is not Wicked Whims, okay? He rolled up to talk to Em, and this is where he ended up. I was like, oh my God, okay. But of course I screenshotted it to Jen because, you know, that's just what I do. But little did Jen know at the time, this was when I was getting ready to film the real wedding, because I did her a bamboozle. And then can we talk about Victoria? So I pulled in some of your sim selves into the game. Unfortunately, I know she does. Unfortunately with some of the shots, some of the really cool shots of your sim selves didn't get put in there, but I did take some screenshots that I'll share in a minute. But this is one of the military guys. Look at him checking out Victoria. He's like, or Ribbity. He's like, hey girl, I don't have a shirt on. What's your name? And then this is Jen. This is Jen having a moment because she's pregnant with Jackson's twins here, and I don't know, the other girls are doing the bunny hop or something. I lied. Okay, so here we have Lilith and Jace. Don't spoil this for her, Faith. I want it to be a surprise. So we have Lilith and Jace. We have Copper, Raven, and Roger. And then we have these queens in the front. Can we just talk about you? Okay, this is, who is this? I think this is, yeah, this is Bree. This is Mila. This is Jen, looking like the queens that they are. And of course, Ambrosia. And then we have our beautiful Victoria Ribbity here. And Faith, looking like the queens that you are. And sorry, Faith, you're just always going to be Brian's girl because you two are too cute for get together. Sorry. So you're always Brian's girl. Brian is actually Amelia and Nathan's son, triplets that they had that in another save that Naya came out of. But cute. Okay, another of them. And then, so here we go. I put them on the lot to film their wedding. What do you think the second interaction was? Try for baby in a leaf pile. And so Amelia's pregnant again, and guess what? She's going to live with her choices. She's going to be pregnant. I'm just going to spoil it for y'all. She's going to be pregnant at the start of the next series, okay? She's pregnant because they tried for baby in a leaf pile because they can't stay out of each other's pants. So there's that. This is why I can't have nice things. And yes. Sometimes poses are weird. And I don't know what she's doing with her hand, so we're just going to move on. We're just going to move on from that. And Amelia is like, thank you for watching and supporting us. We love you. But I didn't want to close without showing why is Jen angry that Jackson, and why is Jackson looking so embarrassed? So we're at the baby shower and I'm filming, and I took all of the love, asked to be friends, all of the love from Jackson and Amelia, all of it. And Jackson starts hitting on Amelia in front of Jen. They're already married. Exactly, definitely. So yeah, Jen, your boy is, come get your man, okay? And then this is another shot when we, I don't even know why Coney was, he was on the lot because I was filming the teaser for Foxberry. But look at this awkwardness. They're over here slow dancing in the corner and Coney's just sitting there. I'm just going to stare at the TV. I can't look. I can't look. I can't look. Bless his heart. Sweet Coney. We need to make him a girl. And then there was that look. And look at Amelia. She's like, he's looking at me, isn't he? This was the funniest screenshot. This is the stuff that you guys don't get to see. Right? Jensen. Yeah, I told you, Jen. He's yours now. You guys are married. No going back. Well, there is going back. I can divorce you real quick. Coney's free. Just saying. J. Coney could be a thing. So yeah, there's that look. And then the baby shower, and Jen is just fit to be tied here. And then another, sorry, this is just, there's so much WTF going on over here in the crowd. Like, what's happening? Are you kidding me? These expressions are hilarious. I was cracking up. Okay. So those are, I think, all the pictures I have to share with you. Yeah, those are all the pictures. Okay, well, let's go back in game and see if does anybody have any more questions about the game? I'm sure I'm forgetting something. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and go in game. And I'm not sure we're going to be able to have, can we have our Thanksgiving Fest? Is it too late? It's 9 o'clock and it's not until tomorrow. I thought I'd have the game on more, but I could do the UI thing, but then all kind of weird things happen. But let's go ahead and just have let's see, we talked about him, talking about her. What is this kid doing? Oh, he's dancing in a pile of trash. What are you doing? That's not. Okay, let's see, he's drunk. Let's invite over, you know, let's do something. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move in the other guys so that you can see them one more time all together, see how they interact. They still have full love, so who knows what's going to happen. To see if you guys have any other, yeah, Jen Coney. I'm going to have a Jen Coney, I'm telling you. I'm not opposed to it, I'm telling you. He's a dirty dog. He's already been married once. He's a wreck, I tell you. Now, I have to say, he is better. He hasn't relapsed again, so he has, you know, been good there, but he's a dog. He is a serial romantic and lives up to it every name. And then here's their son, but let's get some more of these guys in there. Okay, while I'm doing this, ask whatever questions you have. We'll wrap this up here really quick after we kind of get them all eating a meal together. Let's get Roger Dodger in there. Hopefully nobody gets into a fight. I'm not promising anything. Oh, that might be all we can have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because she's pregnant. 7, 8. That might be all we can move in. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we may have too many people in that house, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we have a lot of people in that house, but that's okay. We'll just keep it there for now. We'll invite them. Those are our favorites anyways. We'll leave Jackson out of it. We all know he is who he is. It's not as bad. Yeah, because it's 9 o'clock at night, so let's just invite them all over. We'll have just a late little party. We'll have thank you for watching giving, and just kind of go from there. And while we're waiting for this to load again, hold on. What do I feel? Oh, tie her tubes. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm telling you, she's not having any more kids, but she deserved this next pregnancy because they deserved it. And she's pregnant with Coney's kids. Let's go ahead and have her see what I mean? Where is he? Where are you? Hold on. These walls are so weird because they're cheated. Where did he go? Oh, there's Roger. Poor Roger. He's like, I don't want to go in. You can't make me. You can't make me go in. Come on, Roger. Go inside, babe. You're fine. Go here. Let's see who she's gonna go flirt with. Where's Nathan? Go here. See, look, he can't do anything without teleporting. He's like... Now it's not even working. I don't know where he is. Oh, there he is. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and have a meal. And we'll just call to meal and have a little party. So anyways, we just want to thank you for watching. We want to thank you for watching The Curse. Some really, really good things coming up on the horizon here. I'm sure there's more to... Oh, poor guy. Look at him. He's so drunk. Bless his heart. Look at his face. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Ah! Sorry, guys. I'm not good at this. Come here. Hold on. I gotta get his expression. He just... Okay. Nice, Adidia. Okay, that's nice. Great. Why don't you go ahead and call to meal? Let's just let people get food and you sit there and break wind and whatever you're doing. Oh, one time, I have to say this one more thing. One time, Roger and Amelia were in the closet together, and Roger came out, and the first thing he did was farted. So there was that. They like to do that. Okay, let's talk about next season. So, she can't wait for the next season reactions. Oh gosh, I can't wait for this season reactions. Yes, I can't wait for the next season reactions from Lilith coming up. So I want to say something about Simming in the Six. Simming in the Six has this whole series, or this whole playlist of Lilith and Faith reacting to the curse. Well, mostly it's Lilith crying to the curse and Faith reacting to the one she hasn't seen. But it's super funny, and I really, really encourage you to watch it. I watch it all the time. I'll watch it like 2 a.m. If I can't sleep, I'll turn that on. I'll watch, one of those, and or just anytime. I love watching those, and I laugh so hard every time. So I'm trying to like hold back this snort laugh in the middle of the night. My husband's like, "What are you doing?" But they're so funny. I'll put the link when this whole thing posts. I'll put the link below. But Simming in the Six, you want to go there and take a look at it. You want to go and take a look at all of the wonderful channels. But anyways, I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you all for your support. This has been super fun. Why can't you just be normal, Nathan? Anyways, I never thought in a million years that it would turn into what it's turned into. There is going to be a season 2. I'm really excited for Foxberry. So Foxberry is going to be it's kind of a bridge series. It's going to be a mini series, and it's actually going to be a bridge series between season 2 of The Curse and another series coming. So, and I'm not sure how many episodes there'll be yet until I start writing the story. So, it might be a little ways. And Aditya's he's tore up from the floor up here. Roger's like, I'm not talking to you. Oh, look at Akoni sitting by himself, honey. But, okay, we need to get Jen and Akoni. Who votes for there to be a Jen Coney? Say aye. Hold on. Why? Yeah, I know everything is because everything is about Nathan. That's why. Just every single way, whether he's teleporting or not. So I'm looking forward to, look at him sitting by himself. That's so sad. What is M doing? And he's already flirty. He's always flirty. I feel like I've been all over the place with my mic, so I'm sorry. Anyways, so Foxberry is going to come up in December. I'm trying to get started on the first episode of that. It's been a little bit hard because I feel like I'm trying to make it interesting and it's not working. I have the story in place. I just have to figure out how to get there. So I'm working on that. I think it's interesting that Nathan and Akoni aren't sitting together. This is like the first time that's ever happened. Oh, where did he go? Why are you what just happened? You're in a table? This keeps happening, guys, where they'll just like glitch out like that and just everything will reset. So weird, but anyways, this is weird that Akoni and Nathan aren't even talking to each other, so that's kind of interesting. So Foxberry's coming up. I want to thank you all again for making this what it was. Like I was saying, I never thought in a million years that this would turn into what it has, that I would gain so many friends. This has been so much fun. I'm looking forward to 2021, and actually December is, and Dee is over here still being stinky, breaking wind. If you could please stop, that'd be great. And why are you in a table? Why are you in the table, babe? Let's get you out of there. Okay, he's still in a table. All right, we're just gonna do that. And so anyways, thank you. I'm just rambling on at this point. I want to thank you all for coming today. If you have any other questions, now's the time to ask. Otherwise, it's a wrap for The Curse Season 1 completely. And I love you all too. I love you all for being here. Thank you. You're such great friends. Everybody for showing up. And yeah, I love you lots. And stay tuned for December 12th when we get to start on a new series. It's going to be very different. Foxberry. And yeah, it's so weird. But so I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a lovely rest of your weekend. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for all of you. I wish we could have had a party, but spent too much time talking about tea. So take care and have a great rest of your day.